Hey Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, those cross-watching. In today's reading, we're going to take a look and see what you can expect to unfold in your love story over the next few weeks, or even like the next few months. It is going to be a general reading, guys. If you are after a personal one, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address is going to be listed below the video. Hopefully you guys don't mind, but I did shuffle the cards off camera and I've laid out the cards before you to save us a little bit of time. Now, looking at the cards right now on the table, some of you might be freaking out. You know, they're not necessarily the most positive cards, but I think what's going on with you is so important right now, and I think what's to happen in the next few weeks and few months is going to be so instrumental, you know, in what happens like after. You've got the Two of Swords here, okay, and there are certain blockages in your energy. You may have your heart chakra that's blocked, okay. You might need to activate your heart chakra and the opening of the heart chakra. You might just have this blocked energy where, you know, you're putting up walls, you're putting up resistance. Maybe this is how you feel people are coming across to you, okay. Connecting energies, maybe you feel like, you know, there are certain people that you wish to have access to, but access to those people are restricted. It's just this really, you know, stuck, blocked kind of energy, resisting, walls up, kind of even defensive. Notice how you've got the Eight of Swords as well, and in both those cards, the lady here, she's wearing a blindfold. So right now, as it stands, there is something here that you're not seeing, okay? Or maybe you're seeing it as you want to see it, rather than seeing it as it should be. Now, that didn't confuse some of you. Basically, what I mean by that is maybe you're seeing the reality of your situation as, you know, as you wanted to see it, or maybe you're seeing someone as you want to see them. You could be romanticizing a certain person, you could be romanticizing a situation, but the reality might tell a different story. So, you know, be very careful, because there is someone around you, or there is a situation that you're in, or you will find yourself in, where something is not as it seems, okay? You've got the Tower here, and this, to me, this is a tower of illusion, okay? And the reason why it crumbles is because, you know, brick by brick, you built up illusion after illusion after illusion. So there's something here that I feel like, you know, reality is one thing, but your illusions are just a whole nother, okay? So again, you're putting maybe someone up on a pedestal, or you're seeing someone as you want to see them, but not as they really are. You're seeing a situation as you want to see it, but not as it really is. Be very careful, because eventually it will all come crumbling down, okay? Eventually your illusions will shatter, and you've got this tower moment that's being predicted here. So either some of you are going through a tower moment, and this is why the energies have picked it up. Maybe you're entering one, maybe you're in the midst of one, maybe you're gonna come out of one, okay? But there is something here that is crumbling, something here that falls apart, and it's a good thing, and I'll tell you why, okay? I don't know, you're probably thinking, how can this be a good thing? Because it's not real, okay? It's not real, it's not authentic, it's not genuine, it's not sincere. So why would you want something that isn't real? Why would you want something that isn't authentic? Why would you want something that isn't sincere? Why would you want this tower of illusions when you can have the real thing, right? So the universe is going to intervene and going to do you a favor. The fact that lightning bolts strike the tower here, this is a reminder that, you know, this chaos that you might be feeling right now, or that you might be going through, is really a blessing in disguise, because the divine here has so kindly intervened and has said, enough, you know, I'm not going to let this go on anymore. Something here has to fall apart. Illusions have to be shattered, they have to be destroyed, they have to be exposed, so you can see the reality of, you know, the reality of who this person is, you know, so you can see this person's true colors, or you can see the reality of the situation. So that's going to be so important, and it's so important that you understand that whatever the tower moment is for you, no matter how big or small, you know, this storm that's coming into your life, it's not trying to make your life difficult, although it might feel that way. It isn't. It's not trying to make things difficult for you. You know, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path, and this is what your storm is doing right now. It's like getting rid of toxic people, toxic situations, toxic connections, and it's clearing your path. So let it do what it's here to do, and be real about it, okay? When the storm shows up in your life, and when truth surfaces, and when the truth gets exposed, and when revelations get made, don't ignore it, okay? Don't ignore it because it's hard for you to hear. Don't ignore it because you don't want, it's not something you want to hear. Don't ignore it because, you know, it's unbearable, you know. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the truth, because the truth always surfaces. So, and I think for a lot of you, you know, you've got the moon here, which the crescent moon that sits up in the corner of the Two of Swords. This is a reminder that, you know, the moon is symbolic, right? It goes through phases of growth and decline, and I think this may be, you know, this may be a representation of what, you know, your relationship with a certain someone has been like, or even with yourself. Okay, you might take a step forward and then 2 steps back, but that's because some of you have been lying to yourself. Some of you have been, you know, you have a situation, but you've been willing for it to be different, and you've kind of been living in this bubble of illusions, and those bubbles are going to get burst, okay? So yeah, something is not as it seems, and I think or someone isn't who they say they are, and intuitively, you know, I think you know this, but I think you've been ignoring your intuition because it's hard to face, right? The truth is hard to face, and you know, I think the hardest person to be truthful and honest with is yourself. So, you know, I think you've been telling yourself a lie for far too long that you kind of started believing this lie. So something here is going to be exposed. And because swords are such a quick moving energy, it's very likely that it might happen over the next few days or even weeks. It could even take months, but I think it's going to happen sooner than later. Okay, so something is going to be exposed, something is going to come out in the open, a truth is going to be revealed, a revelation or a discovery of some sort. It's not going to be pleasant, it won't. It's probably something that you wish maybe hadn't happened, or you wish you could rewind and go back in time, or you wish wasn't true about a certain person or about a certain situation. Like some of you could find out that, you know, a person has placed you in a third party situation, or they've been married all along, or, you know, they're not who they say they were, or, you know, this person has been disloyal or unfaithful to you. Look, swords are a weapon, okay? Swords can cause a lot of pain, and I can see that this situation has caused you and is causing you a lot of pain. But I think the reason why so many swords have shown up here is because over the next few weeks and months, it's so important for you to start cutting ties. Start cutting ties with people, with even like mindsets, okay? Getting rid of victim mentality. Going around blaming people is not going to help anything. It's only going to set you back. You know, getting rid of certain people, certain energies that don't have your best interests at heart, because you do have someone around you here who, to be honest with you, I feel like this person might be masquerading as a friend, or, you know, when really they have this energy of an enemy. So be very careful about, you know, who you let in and who you give your time and your energy to, because some people, you know, they couldn't care less, or some people, you know, are masquerading, pretending to be your friend when they're enemies. So I know it's not a very happy story, okay, and for some of you, if none of this resonates with you, then it might just not be your story. You know, feel free to tune out. But for a lot of you, I think for a large number of you, the cards seem to indicate that you are going through some things, or you will be going through some things. But guess what? Like I said, it's a blessing in disguise, because you've got the Queen of Swords that has shown up here. You know, you will work through this, okay? You will find out the truth of a situation, and you'll find out who this person really is and what they're really about, and someone here is going to get exposed. Their lies are going to get exposed. It's going to be brought to the surface, and you know what? You'll be okay. You'll be okay. It'll be messy, it'll be ugly, you know, it'll be all sorts of things, but let me tell you, you'll be okay in the end. You really will. It's not that bad, because I do see it as a blessing in disguise for you. I see that the universe here has intervened and, you know, has said, and you know what? The funny thing is, I feel like, especially with the Eight of Swords, I feel like you've been stuck in this situation. It's a toxic situation, it's a toxic person, and you've been stuck for so long. And you kept telling yourself that it's going to get better, or this person is going to change, or things are going to change, you know. yada yada yada, and you kept convincing yourself, but I don't think you were convinced entirely, and therefore you felt stuck in this prison of swords, right? But you're finally waking up. I think this Tower moment is going to jolt you wide awake, and you're going to wake up to the reality of the situation here. You're going to wake up and you're going to see this person for who they are, see the situation for what it is. I also feel like with the High Priestess here as well, because she harbors secrets, right? So there's this energy of secrecy, and I do think the fact that she's placed along the Tower here tells us that secrets are going to be exposed, okay? Secret feelings, secrets that have been kept from you, lies that have been kept from you, those are going to be exposed. Again, this Tower moment is a blessing in disguise, because had you stayed in the situation, it would have only continued that way. It's not real, it's not authentic, it's not genuine. So Tower moment happens, and then you'll eliminate certain relationships, certain connections, or certain people from your life that are just not good for you, okay? That are just not serving their purpose. They don't have your best interests at heart. You know, maybe once they loved you, you know, maybe once upon a time they loved you, and once upon a time they were a good person, but whoever this is now is just causing you much too much pain, okay? And you don't need that. I also feel like the High Priestess here is telling us that you're going to have a lot of like dreams or even premonitions or like messages, okay? Could be synchronistic events that might be happening to communicate to you something about this person. So I think before this Tower moment happens, and I just want you to know it's not as drastic as it seems. Trust me, you'll be fine. So yeah, a lot of dreams, a lot of like messages or even inklings about someone or about this situation. And I feel like that's just the universe sort of preparing you for it, okay? Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to this channel. Bye!